Our llamas. She's a half Argentinian llama, and I'm going to unhook her. I've got her waiting at our very old cedar fence post, which I've left in the ground because I just think it's so awesome. Doesn't serve a purpose anymore, but it's from our farm back. Most likely, I bet that was put in the 30s, 20s or 30s, not really sure. As you can see, it's here. It's holding some deer antlers and an old, I think that's an old gear from something, some piece of farm equipment. I'm not a mechanical person, so maybe you can tell me what that thing is. Anyway, come on, Velvet. Let's come over here to our scoping area. If you have any questions, please type them in. And I'm going to put, oh, and I brought some of the yarn and the roving out, so I'll show that to you in a second. And there is Frosty, one of our Angora rabbits, and she's got a piece of hay stuck on her chin. I've got her out on the grooving table. So I thought you just might enjoy getting to see a couple of our critters. So let me turn the camera around. Hello. I'm going to put it in my tripod and ask Velvet to stop eating the vegetation right here. Okay. It's a little bit tricky doing a scope with two animals. Come here, Velvet. Come on over here. Okay. Can you come within the... You're out of the screen. There you go. There. So one of the things I really enjoy, and this is just a hobby for me, I do work full-time at the university, and I am a course designer, and I help people with creating online courses for customers and their students. So I do that in a day job, and then I also create courses in udemy.com. But this is what I do for fun. My husband and I live on a small farm, and I'm not sure if you can hear that. That was my horse who just nickered. I have not given him his breakfast yet, and he's probably complaining about that. So let me take that piece of hay off of Frosty. All right, let me scoot her over. So I don't know if I can get her in the scene or not. Let me move the camera or the phone again. There she is. I should have brought my fisheye lens out too, but that would have been one more piece of equipment to be worrying about. So there's Frosty. Can you see her okay now? And Velvet. So I started out, I've shown horses for 30 some years, and I've kind of retired from doing that, although I still love working with horses. I trained and raised Connemara ponies for, gosh, about 30 years. And I decided, my husband came along after I described how awesome it would be. We sold our Connemara ponies except for one. I still have my stallion, Carrymore Madison, and we purchased some llamas for the farm. And I am so enjoying the llamas because we get to train them for performance classes, and a lot of the natural horsemanship communication techniques that you would use in the horse industry work really well for these majestic, awesome animals. My husband laughs at me. He doesn't really call llamas majestic. He has different words for them, but he does love them. And if he's watching later on the replay, he's probably going to be teasing me about that. So anyway, they are super smart. They are about similar in their intelligence to the types of dogs that are used for like police work and military work and that kind of thing. Llamas, they learn voice commands really quickly. They're very interested in pleasing their handler and wanting to do what you would like for them to do. And so I show them a few times a year in llama shows in performance classes. So there are public relations classes and pack classes where you have to teach them to wear a pack, and obstacle classes where the obstacles often are a little bit trickier than they are in the public relations classes. And there's different levels, so you can have a real beginner llama who's just learning, and then some of the advanced classes, the things the llamas can do at that point in their training is pretty amazing. And so Velvet is a llama that we actually got as a brood female. So she's had a baby here on our farm. I'm not breeding the llamas anymore. We're just enjoying their fiber and their company, and enjoyed training them. So llamas have they can have but one baby every 355 days. That's about their gestation. It varies from one llama to the next. So Velvet is a very large llama as far as llamas go, and she produces a lot of fleece. And so what I showed you just a few minutes ago, you saw a box that has some of our yarn and the rovings from the llamas. And you're a very good girl. So, and as you can see, the llamas and the rabbits get along. The llamas are actually very curious about the rabbits. I think the rabbits could probably take or leave the llamas. They're not all that fascinated with them. Frosty is a French Angora rabbit. I have a few of those in our group of rabbits, and she produces a beautiful coat. I'm sure you can see her gorgeous fiber. About every 3 to 4 months they'll produce. Now she's in about a 3/4 coat. This isn't her full coat, but you can pluck or trim the coat of an Angora, and I'll show you. You can just pull it, and when it's ready to come out, it just comes right out. It doesn't hurt them at all. And I groom them on a regular basis to keep their coats from getting matted. And they go out every day in their little exercise pens and have a good time. We call it hop about. So if you don't have any questions now, you can always go out to my website or my Facebook page. I've got a Facebook page dedicated to the farm, so you can see photos and videos of the llamas and the rabbits and the pony. Let me hold this up for you. There is the name of our farm and how you find us on Facebook. So you think that's interesting, Velvet? And if you would like to find the yarn or the rabbit fluff, although I don't think I have any rabbit fluff on my Etsy shop right now, but I've got a lot of llama roving and yarn. That's where you find it. All right, come back here, Velvet. Come here. Come over here. She keeps getting into the plant I have under the crabapple tree here. All right, I'm going to sign off. It's been a lot of fun sharing Velvet and Frosty with you today. I hope you've enjoyed it.